Gentlemen, give me 30 days and I will transform your life. I'm kind of kidding, but your life isn't going to change just because January 1st rolled around and you chose to get shit-faced at a party and then set some very ambitious goals for yourself. What's going to determine whether or not 2026 is your year finally is what you do when the motivation starts to disappear. In a week from now, if not already, you're going to have to start to make this mental shift that we're going to talk about in today's video. Most people don't need a new plan, a complete new restructure of their entire life. They just need like a reset to take time. In my previous video, I mentioned this a little bit. Audit the past year, audit your habits, examine the trajectory that you've been on and determine, like, is this where I want to be going? Is this who I want to be? If you win the next 30 days, I can almost soft promise you that 2026 could absolutely be your year. I'm not here to sell you anything or push products. I'm simply here to try and be on this self-improvement journey alongside you guys. So, okay, with New Year's resolutions, people fail. People fail them every year. The problem with New Year's resolutions isn't the fact that you're setting the goal. I think that it's really helpful to lay out some clarity for what you want to be. What are the big, ambitious things that you want to accomplish? People vastly overestimate what they can accomplish in a single year, but greatly underestimate what they can do in 5 years, in 10 years, and keeps going on and on. So I think goals are really helpful to really set a course. But from there, you do need to break things down systematically into smaller goals and into systems so that you don't end up having the problem of identity lag. The things that you're doing and the things that you want to progress to be doing versus the person you are currently, that gap just feels way too big and insurmountable. And you're like, well, I'll just never get there. Or maybe I'll get there, but it's going to be back-breaking work for decades to come. And it's so funny because if you examine human history, it's like men went off to war. Men would die brutally and have no qualms about it. I'm sure it was a hard thing to do, but now we're dealing with a very different problem with men who have to choose daily for a long time, for the long term, and choose the hard thing when there's so many easy things right in front of us. Okay, so talking about this 30-day rule. What is this time for? What is this month for? We have to really lay that out. We have to start with that goal, start with how we structure it, and then break down our approach. So 30 days, I mean, you can do a lot in 30 days, but you also can't do all that much in 30 days. So it's not about perfection. It's not about transcending. It's about the first steps, and it's about developing a new structure, a new routine, and building trust in yourself, whether you've broken it with yourself repeatedly of saying, I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop watching porn. I'm going to stop gambling. Or whether you broke trust with yourself because you said you were going to start things and then maybe you stuck with it for a little bit but fell off. I'm going to start lifting weights. I'm going to start eating healthier. I'm going to start spending my money more responsibly. So ultimately, just the goal here is just to become someone who finishes. This video does not serve to be some beauty glow up challenge. This is the 30-day character reset. So I want to start with 4 non-negotiables. And the first one I'd love to talk about is own the morning. Think about it like a fight. If you take a massive slug to the jaw in round 1, it's going to be really hard to keep momentum and come back from that. So you want to keep your defense tight. You want to own the first round, I think. The same thing goes for your mornings. If you wake up, you hit snooze a million times, and you're scrolling for the first hour and a half of your day, you got to jump out of bed, rush out. You don't have time to fix your bed. You don't have time to jump in the shower. You don't have time to do your skincare, do your face, nothing. You can't do anything. Well, then the rest of your day is just going to feel like ketchup. You're going to start your day stressed. So I encourage you guys to find a way for you to own your morning. And I think the best way to do that is, I am proud of myself. I've finally developed like a really structured morning routine that I do stick to 9 times out of 10. Sometimes the timing of it changes. The order of it normally doesn't. And that really helps me to stay grounded. But I started with a single habit. I started with one thing and then just built on and added things as I was comfortable and as it solidified itself within my identity of like, this is how I approach my morning. So some great examples of that is to do something physical right away out of bed, whether that be going for a short walk, taking the dog out. In Minnesota, that sucks right now. That is impossible. Could be doing push-ups, doing burpees, something physical in the morning. Do I do that? No. What is the first thing I do? I get out of bed and I simultaneously take a piss while brushing my teeth, and then I jump on the scale to see if I've lost enough weight overnight. Another thing that you can do in conjunction with a repeatable task that you have first thing out of bed is you could do a no task or avoiding it something, such as not going on your phone for the first 30 minutes. I don't know what that would be like. I don't know what that would feel like because I don't do that. Set authority over your day first thing. If you guys want to know my morning routine, it's kind of long and convoluted, but we could do that someday for a video. I don't know. The second non-negotiable kind of coincides with the first one if you chose to move, but it's move your body every single day. Every single day. I'm not saying run a marathon, run a 5K, do a heavy, intense strength training session with an RPE of 10 every single day, because that's going to catch up to you really fast. And that's going to be the reason why you burn out and walk away from your resolutions in February. So that daily movement goal always felt like a hurdle to me because I have this mindset of like, it's all or nothing. Either I'm a true athlete, I competed on American Ninja Warrior, and fitness has always just been something that I really valued in my life. So I was like, if I'm not competing again at something, if I'm not working towards this crazy goal, then I might as well just slug off, get fat, and let myself go, which is absolutely what happened. I mean, you guys can see 6 months ago, this is what I looked like. And today, this is what I look like now. And one of the biggest things, besides getting to a calorie deficit and staying there for 6 months, has been daily movement. That's been the biggest hack. So on days where I lift, I try and get 10,000 steps. On days where I don't, I try and get 12,000 steps. And then sometimes on weekends, if it gets harder, especially because it's cold out, I'll shoot for 8,000 steps. But moving every day and trying to hit a significant target that you can realistically do, because your body is your vessel. It's your vehicle in which you experience life and in which others experience you through. Like, sure, your personality and your spirituality, your mental health, all of these things are very important. But if you don't have your health, if you can't get out of bed physically, you can't walk to your local coffee shop, like if you can't get there, you're going to miss out on life. Number 3, the third non-negotiable is to remove one vice. I've got a lot of them. Not gonna lie, I've had a lot of vices throughout my life. Some very bad and some slightly less bad. But just pick one. Alcohol, junk food, endless scrolling, being a slob at home, not picking up after yourself. Start with one, target one. I feel like once you gain significant momentum on one, unless you just funnel that kind of bandwidth that you receive back into a different one, which sometimes I have done, I feel like it makes overcoming others easier because then you get that proof of concept and you build that trust in yourself that actually I can go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month without this thing and I'm fine. I even feel better. Hell, I even wake up and feel alive. All of the negative vices that I mentioned, they have this disgusting self-perpetuation to them. This cycle where you have the need, you satiate it very temporarily, then you hit a dopamine crash, you feel like absolute garbage, and then to get back up to your reduced baseline from what baseline was before you started said vice, you have to repeat the vice again. And so once you can get your head high enough above water and start to see the world around you, it becomes easier to get out of the pool. Start with one. Just remove one single thing that is costing you. Maybe you start with the biggest. Maybe you start with the easiest. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Consult your local ChatGPT expert as to what the best ROI is going to be for you guys. All right, and then the fourth non-negotiable is to pick one daily task, one daily habit that is going to compound over time. Something that can snowball, something that can build, but you start small. Whether that's reading 10 pages, writing 1 page, lifting weights for 5 minutes, in addition to your daily movement, practicing a skill or working on a project, something at home, something that you're passionate about, starting small and then chipping away. Those 4 things sound like a lot to target in 30 days, but it actually can be distilled down very simply because each of those 4 things can just be one simple habit that doesn't take that much time. And the third one isn't even something that you have to do. It's something that you have to do by not doing a thing that already is consuming your time. So the time that you're going to get back from number 3 should buy you plenty of time to do 1, 2, and 4. So something that could absolutely be helpful is whether that be like in Notion or on like an iPad in GoodNotes or something, reminders, notes on your phone. There are plenty of ways to just track stuff on paper, God forbid. Track it. It's just 30 days. You're not gonna be tracking something for the rest of your life. And having that little streak, that's fun for your brain. It's fun to see like the progress and the growth. There's no putting it off till tomorrow or doing double tomorrow. There's no making it up. If you don't do a given thing, or if you do a bad thing, you lose that streak. You get back on course and you reset you readjust, you rewatch this video, you reach out to a friend who you trust and love, or a family member and say, hey, I'm struggling here. I have these ambitious goals for myself. I know that I can accomplish them. And this is gonna be my month and my year, but I messed up today or yesterday. I just need some encouragement. I need some prayer. I need something. Even if it's none of those 4 things that I told you to do. If there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that shame is absolutely useless. It will not serve you. So just be honest with yourself, be transparent with yourself, and stop talking to yourself worse than you would talk to the person on earth that you hate more than anybody. I think it's ridiculous that we do that. And here's where we come to the results. What changes after 30 days? It's honestly beautiful. Although it's not gonna be like a crazy transformation, you're gonna really feel the shift. And this is the hardest work that you're gonna have to do out of this entire year. And tell yourself, you're only gonna have to do this one time. This is the last time you're gonna have to do this. And then things are gonna lock, they're gonna click, and it's just gonna become a part of your identity and feel like a new norm. I promise you. You will feel calmer, more confident. You're gonna look better because if you're eating healthier or if you are moving daily, and therefore the way that your body responds and how you look is gonna improve. So when you look better, you also feel better too. Your mind will be less foggy, especially if you cut back on the drinking or porn watching, because that really just tanks your dopamine levels as well. So you're gonna feel like you have more in the tank and that you have more resources to pull from. And then you're gonna feel your ambition rise, and you're gonna maybe feel that your hopes and the dreams that you used to have that you feel like have long gone because you've allowed yourself to become complacent and you've taken the blue pill. Although I'm not a red pill guy. I'm not like no. But you've chosen to numb yourself. Man, I'm speaking from experience because these past like 5 years, I looked back on this channel, this very channel. This is my second video posting since, I don't know, 3, 4 years, 5 years. I had so many goals. I was so young. I had dreams, I had a vision, and then I kind of gave up on myself. And I replaced those with vices, with cheap satisfaction that's been sold to me. And it's all a lie. But what it does do is it keeps you in line. It keeps you fat. It keeps you sad. It makes you hate yourself, ambition and the goals that you aspired to. And you're okay with dying slowly and living a life of desperation. And it sucks, man. It really sucks. I'm very fortunate that these past 6 months have been a time for me to really step out of that. And I'm not done. The work's not done. But honestly, like if I can do it, if I can do 6 months of basically this outline, I know you guys can do 30 days. I know it. So try not to, I think the moral of this channel, like the tagline I want to focus on is going to be like giving up a loud life with quiet results in favor of a quiet life with results that speak for themselves. So try not to tell people about this. Try not to scream it from the rooftops that I'm changing my life in 30 days. You're not even gonna recognize me. It does help to have people who hold you accountable, a close circle of people, which my dream for this channel is like to grow a community through the content here, but we gotta start really small. So do you guys, like start with a small, tight knit of people, maybe even just one person that you're gonna let in, because people will notice, they will notice. You don't need another roller coaster of, I'm gonna change my, and then New Year's comes around, rinse and repeat. You don't need that, guys. You can do it today. And I encourage you to. But please jump in the comment section. I really, really hope that this video resonated with just one of you out there. I'm deeply excited for what we can accomplish together. I love you guys, and I hope that this year can be the best one yet.